to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Star Trek. This is The Deadly Years, it's episode 12. And we had an interesting episode last time with Klingons. One Klingon and apparently a non-canon Klingon bird of prey in the area. They just ran away. They were cowards. Cowards, I tell you. So we had a fake Andorian in a previous episode. Fake Klingon vessel. But I think the guy on the planet, he seemed pretty Klingon to me. Not quite as cool as Kor, but he was serviceable. He ran right at them at the end. You know? He's like, I don't care if I have the treaty rights. I want Kirk. And Kirk hit him with a bow. Like Robin Hood. He was like, I had the Sheriff of Nottingham. Klingon Sheriff of Nottingham. He got him. And Maid Marian, well, she married McCoy, didn't she? And they all lived happily ever after on that planet. So, this is The Deadly Years. And that's all I'll say about that. I have no expectations for this. So, let's see. Let's see if it's a good one. Let's see if it's a bad one. Let's see if it's a mixture. It's usually a mixture. See if any of our old favourites are in it. You know, the extras, the extra crew. Actually, all those named people, you know, Hadley, Leslie, Rodriguez, I don't count them as extras. Anybody with a name, I don't count as an extra. All the people walking around in the background, the walking corridor, the getting tossed aside people, you know, the one-offs, they count as extras. All those red shirts in the last episode who beamed down to that planet as backup. Yeah, we don't count them. No, we're straight down. 5 crewmen and 1 crew woman who we've never seen before.
Where is everyone?
Where is everybody?
I had a subspace contact with a Robert Johnson, the leader of this expedition, not an hour ago.
Did he report anything wrong?
No, yet there was something wrong. The conversation was disjointed. His thoughts, a little foggy, unrelated. Chekhov!
Okay, he's gone crazy.
Check that building, see if you can find anyone.
What does this spinning thing do? Oh, Chekhov, careful. It's a spooky doorway. Is he going to find all the dead bodies? Oh, he's found one. It looks aged. Someone turn on some lights. What do you think, Doc? Is he 300 years old?
Exactly what it looks like. Death by natural causes.
Old age.
I assure you that none of them would...
Oh, hello. The children are here.
They've come to pay their respect to Alvin.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Robert Johnson.
The guy.
How old are you?
I'm, let me see. I am 29.
I'm 27.
Yeah. What's the problem, Kirk? What's the problem? Kirk's acting like he's never seen people in their 20s before. They're pretty young to be running this whole science station, aren't they? Anyway, I hope it's not contagious. We need to get out of here. No, actually, what we need to do is quarantine ourselves. Like with the Miri episode. Similar situation. Once the teenagers reach Carousel, they turn crazy and old. We just stay on the planet. We got all the team here. We got Scotty, we got the Doc, we got Spock. We're fine. We got Chekhov for the jokes. We just set up a lab, we figure out what's going on, we don't get really old. Or if we do, we undo it. And we go to the next episode. As easy as that.
Of the 6 members of the colony, none of whom were over 30.
Can you really call it a colony if there's only 6 people? 6 people? 6 people? We've had shuttlecraft with more people than that, haven't we? How many people were in the Galileo? There were 7 people in the Galileo 7. Remember I was talking about how it had a double meaning? They are the Galileo 7, and the shuttlecraft is the Galileo 7. 7. Only 6 people on this entire planet. Jeez. What kind of science are they doing? Are they researching the strange properties of the dust? Makes them super old. Anyway, we're quarantined, right? We didn't go back to the ship. This looks like sick bay, doesn't it? We got the sprays, we got the color scheme, we got the Doc's brandy cabinet. We got everything.
We found 4 had died and 2 were dying of old age.
Yeah, we're back. Standards these days.
Can you tell me what happened?
Elaine was so beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Is that your wife?
He can hear you, Jim, but he doesn't understand.
Kirk, your hair's gone white.
Let's let him rest.
If they seem lucid, I'll be in the briefing room.
Christine, your hair's already white.
Stay seated.
She wasn't even on the planet.
I've asked you to be a part of this briefing because Gamma Hydra 4 falls within your administrative
Look
area.
at all these people.
I appreciate that, sir.
Dr. Wallace. Gee, I'd appreciate you working very closely with Dr. McCoy.
Yes, Captain.
Well, the expedition is suffering from extreme old age.
Yep.
My examinations have turned up absolutely nothing.
Is
In
it
fact,
contagious?
I don't have a clue.
I know, it's the only thing I've said, but I'll say it again. It bears repeating. What are we doing on the ship? Why did we beam up? The entire colony is suffering from the same thing. I assume some of these crew have been infected and we're going to show signs. And maybe we're even going to age them up a bit. But, what a bad decision. Court-martials for everybody. Whoever beamed up, whoever didn't object, gets court-martialed in my book. I like that we're getting some new people at the briefing, though. That's kind of cool. Although I didn't pick up any of their names. Damn it.
Sensors reveal nothing which is inimical to human life.
We're close to the neutral zone between our Federation and the Romulan Empire. It's possible that Romulans have a new weapon. And are using this. I want you all to check out everything in your own departments. We'll stay in orbit until we have the answer. Thank you.
Hey, what are you sticking around for? After a meeting, romance?
How long has it been?
6 years, 4 months, and an odd number of days.
A long time. Things wouldn't change if it started all over again, would it? You have your job, I have my ship.
We're straight into this relationship.
Neither one of us will change.
You know, you never asked me why I got married after we called it off.
Well, I suppose that you met someone you loved.
I met a man I admired.
And in the same field as you, you didn't have to give up a thing.
Just you.
It's getting steamy in here. And it isn't the spores.
Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock would like to see you on the bridge.
I was just talking to him. He was just here. What do you want,
Stand
Spock?
orbit, Captain.
Gamma Hydra 4 checks out as a Class M planet with
Okay.
normal mass. I can find nothing at all out of the ordinary.
Okay.
What about the comet that astrophysics reported?
The comet was a rogue and has never been investigated.
Captain Kirk.
No, I object. I object right this second. What did Spock bring him up here for? What did he... Spock needs him on the bridge, right? Spock left the meeting. Look, let's be generous. 60 seconds from Spock leaving the meeting room to him summoning Kirk to the bridge. To tell him what? That the planet's just fine? Just a normal planet, nothing weird. Why did you... What you bring him up here for? The Commodore is here. You can hear his cool voice. I'm gonna go back and watch that now. I'll skip ahead for you, but I'm gonna rewatch that entire thing. You know what? Okay, I'm back. I've done my due diligence. It was 1 minute and 15 seconds after Spock left the meeting room, to when he summoned Kirk to the bridge to tell him that the planet just checks out as normal, just an M-class planet, nothing weird about it. Talks about some comet. I'm not quite sure about the comet. Maybe there's something funky with the comet. But that's he didn't need to summon Kirk to the bridge except to stop the conversation, the romantic catching up he was doing with Wallace. That's her second name, I think. Anyway, I love it. I love when there's some weirdness about the script. I love that. Something that makes no sense just makes my day. It fills me with joy. Anyway, Commodore what's its guy? What's your problem? You want to get to your super important meeting somewhere? We got a condition. It could be contagious. We could all turn into 300-year-old people. We gotta solve it before we go anywhere.
Facilities at Starbase 10 are much more complete than those on board ship.
I wouldn't risk it.
I know you're anxious to get to the base, but we have a few facilities of our own here. I think the Enterprise will do quite nicely. Maintain standard orbit, Mr. Sulu.
You already gave that command, sir.
Oh? Well, follow it.
He's contagious. He's got it. He's gone. He's cloudy. Spock. Quarantine everybody who's on the planet immediately. Look, they're her.
I know this is going to sound foolish, but, well, I seem to be having a little trouble hearing.
Oh, don't worry
Hey,
about
Doc, you're gone grey.
it. Perhaps a little hypersonic treatment might clear it up.
Thank you.
How you doing, Kirk?
Progress report, Mr. Spock.
All research lines negative, Captain.
Astronomical section reports that a comet...
Oh,
Check into that.
we already talked about that.
We discussed that earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Let me know what you come up with. I'll be in the sick bay.
You're back. Oh, I get that, Kirk. I get that.
But you can come up anyhow.
The skull room.
What's your problem, Jim?
Shoulder. Just a twinge.
What's up? What?
Jim, I think we better run a complete physical on you.
And everybody who was on the planet.
Just muscular strain, isn't it?
It's advanced arthritis.
Oh,
It's impossible.
Scotty. That was quick. Maybe it's not contagious. Maybe it's just the planet. Or that comet.
Spock, Lieutenant Galloway and myself
I love this
are all
thing.
showing definite signs of aging.
Oh, nice.
Only Ensign Chekhov appears to be normal.
He's so young.
Aging at Earth's rates. Approximately 30 years for each day.
Jeez.
Spock, I asked for some figures.
I estimate that physically we each have less than a week to live. Since our mental faculties are aging faster than our bodies, we will be little better than mental vegetables in a considerably lesser time.
Okay, let's turn the ship over to Sulu.
Start round-the-clock research immediately. I want the answers and I want the remedy. Let's start by finding out why Chekhov.
You know the greatest thing about this little scene here? They've aged Kirk up. Like, what is he supposed to be right now? The doc says that you age like 30 years in a day. So let's just say it's been a full day, somehow. So Kirk is acting like a 60-something-year-old. He's acting the way he thinks a 60-something-year-old should be. But William Shatner, currently, at the moment of me recording this, still alive, is more mobile and agile than Kirk is in this scene. Which is, hey, look, it's testament to the actor, to William Shatner, to whatever he does to keep himself active and mobile, and you know, it's down to his hard work that we don't see. But it is funny seeing him act older than he is currently. Almost 60 years later. This is fun. I wonder, maybe there's a clue in Chekhov's blood. Maybe we can use his blood to undo this. Or I like that they haven't aged Spock up too much. Spock was down there, right? But I don't think we've established yet that. Maybe we have, but I'm not sure. Maybe we have. Have we established that Vulcans live longer than humans yet? So he would age slower. And they haven't given him a lot of grey yet. Anyway, Chekhov, do you want to fight Sulu for command? Uhura's up there. She'll do it just fine.
Oh, you're perfectly healthy.
I must differ with you, Doctor.
I'm having difficulty concentrating, which
which is most disturbing.
Yep.
And the normal temperature of the ship seems to me to be increasingly cold.
I did not say you weren't affected, Mr. Spock. Healthy.
He's extra crotchety.
But I go back to the station. You feel up to it, Scotty? Of course I do.
Alright. I don't think any of them should be at their posts right now.
Lieutenant Galway, you go on down to your quarters and get some sleep.
No, I sleep. What will I find when I wake up?
Even older.
Lieutenant Galway, assume your position. Start your duties.
Thank you, sir.
She raced past middle age. Jeez, she's not even human.
She's 10 years younger than I am. She looks...
People age normally at different speeds,
Why
Jim.
hasn't he aged?
I don't know.
Well, I want to know.
Yeah.
All right, nurse, prepare Chekhov for another complete physical.
Chekhov's the key, maybe.
I'll be on the bridge. Keep me posted as to Chekhov.
Still want to hook up?
We both go in the same direction.
She's still
So we do.
flirting with him.
No problem is insoluble, not even ours. When I married Theodore Wallace, I thought I was over you.
Are we still talking about this?
I was wrong.
How much older is your husband?
What difference does that make?
Answer me.
26 years.
26.
Quite a difference.
Jim, he was a brilliant man. We were stationed on a lonely outpost. I want to talk about him. I want to talk about us.
Look at me.
She likes older men, maybe.
Look at me. What are you offering me, Jan? Love or a going away present?
I mean, do you have to get to the bridge so quickly, Kirk?
Some more blood, Chekhov. Take off your shirt, Chekhov.
You're the key, Chekhov.
Live.
Oh, yes, I'll live. But I won't enjoy it.
Reach over to 20,000 perigee, Mr. Sulu.
Will you sign it, sir?
Why? Why do I have to sign this?
Yeoman.
Oh, this guy's going to take over.
If I may say so, sir, we have a due date at Starbase 10.
We're going to be late.
Yeah, look.
I want to do something to help.
If you're so concerned, I'll send a message.
You sent such a message.
Ah, crap.
Yeoman! Where's that?
Sir,
I want to sign it
Fuel
again.
consumption report.
I gave it to you, sir, and you
Let me
signed
sign it
I
again.
signed it. I wouldn't ask for it, now would I?
You stupid yeoman. Just gonna sign it again. Yeah, the captain needs to be relieved immediately. I don't care that it's Kirk. I don't care about being polite. In this situation, it's just common sense. Someone who can remember what happened a minute ago is probably more fit for command than Kirk is right now. I'm not saying head it over to the Commodore. Maybe Spock can fill in, but he's having trouble with his brain too. So whoever is next in line should step up, take charge, and everybody else should get the hell to sickbay. They can hang out in the skull room, have a chat. We can inject ourselves with Chekhov's blood. We can have some laughs, have some brandy. But what we shouldn't be doing is our jobs right now. Get out of here, yeoman. You want me to sign it again? Third time? Get the hell off my bridge. Frickin' yeoman. Leslie's earning a great paycheck again, by the way. He's asleep. He's sleeping.
Captain.
Smart, I was just thinking.
Yes, sir. Quite understandable.
Get off my bridge, dude.
I believe we have the cause of the affliction.
Oh,
Carried the planet directly through the comet's trail.
comet.
Definitely present.
What can we do about it?
Undoubtedly residue from the comet.
Let's get this to Dr. McCoy immediately. Lieutenant, take a message to Starfleet Command. And due to the proximity of the Romulans, better use Code 2.
The Romulans have broken Code 2. Bulletin.
Then use Code 3.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Code 3.
Oh, Mr. Sulu, increase orbit to 20,000 mile perigee.
Another 20,000, Captain?
Do whatever you want, Sulu. Take charge.
I fail to understand why each one of my commands is being questioned.
Mr. Sulu, what is our present position?
Orbiting at 20,000, sir.
Yeah, just stay there, Sulu. Keep it. Good job. This freaking guy.
Maintain.
Maintaining, sir.
Run this through, Doctor.
All right, Bones, I'm going up to the bridge. Keep me close.
What's
Fine.
this thing? Science experiment? One of your kids?
The ship's temperature is increasingly uncomfortable for me.
You should wear a coat, Spock.
I wondered if perhaps there was something which could lower my sensitivity to cold.
Like a coat?
Not a magician, Spock. Just an old country doctor.
Yeah.
Yes. As I always suspected.
Do as the Eskimos do, Spock. What is this thing?
None of our usual radiation therapies will have any effect on this radiation sickness.
Oh, we work harder, faster, and we start completely from scratch if we have to.
Yeah.
But we find something.
Can I have a word with you?
Is it about the captain?
It is disastrous to have a commanding officer whose condition is any less than perfection.
I am aware of that.
My admiration for Captain Kirk is unbounded. He is a great officer. Mr. Spock, I need your help in your cooperation.
For what, sir?
To get him
I
off
would
the
like
bridge.
you to take over command of the Enterprise.
On what grounds, Commodore?
Final straw. The final straw. On what grounds? Hey Spock, I know your thinking is a bit muddy at the moment, but... For starters, nobody should have left the planet. For seconders, nobody should have left sickbay. For thirders, the second Kirk started showing signs of... When he was snapping... Before he was even snapping at Sulu. You could see that Kirk's brain is just... He's just not there. He's not fit. If there was an emergency right now, he should not be in the chair. If the Romulans suddenly fly out of the neutral zone, you know, put Riley in the chair. He'll do a better job than Kirk will. I know it's Kirk. I know he can overcome anything. I know. But sanity, if anybody was sane in this episode... Hey, the Doc is doing great, by the way. He's crotchety, but he's still got it. You know, he hasn't flubbed anything yet. Even though he looks older than all of them. Yeah, but anyway, Kirk should not be on the bridge. And Scotty should not be in engineering. And Spock, I don't think, look, Commodore, what's your name? He's doing better than the rest of them. But I don't think you go to the least ill person of the 6 who were infected. Well, that would be Chekhov. And get them to, take over. We know it goes Kirk, Spock, Scotty. So whoever is next, whoever's fourth, they're up. Until this situation is solved, they're up. And I appreciate this guy. This guy could have been a real jerk about it, but he's being very, very calm, and he's going to Spock asking for his help. Very reasonable. He is not the annoying person he could have been in season 1, for instance. I was ready to hate him. I don't, but he's not going far enough. Or early enough. Anyway. Spock's had a few of these moments, by the way. We'll give him a pass in this episode because his brain is losing it, but... Remember the apple where he was telling Kirk that he literally made every right decision? And all I can think is, what? It's a bit like that now.
On the grounds that the captain, because of his affliction, is unable to perform his duties.
I, too, have contracted the same affliction.
Right.
You show the effects to a much smaller degree.
My physical reflexes are down. My mental capacity is reduced. I am not fit for command.
Who do you suggest?
Well, if you are not, with your Vulcan physique, then obviously Captain Kirk cannot be.
He got you with
Sir,
logic.
I do have duties to perform.
Yep. Spock.
And as a Starfleet flag officer, I must follow regulations. You must convene an extraordinary competency hearing.
What? This is unnecessary.
Resist that suggestion, Commodore.
It's not a matter of choice.
Very well, sir. Hearing shall convene at 1400 hours.
This is so unnecessary.
Now, this isn't gonna hurt a bit.
That's what you said the last time.
Take all his
Did it
blood,
hurt?
Doc.
Yes.
Take it all. Oh, she's gonna die.
She's dead.
She's dead.
How long have we got, Bo?
Matter of days, perhaps hours.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the bridge. Doc?
I read that this competency hearing was ordered by Commodore Stalker, reluctantly called by myself.
I consider it invalid.
Take out the chess set. Show 'em what you've got.
I am the captain of this ship,
Yeah.
and I'm totally capable of commanding it. Call this whole thing off and get back to work.
Everybody can see it. Hey, Sulu.
Sulu.
What's up?
Did he order you to increase orbit?
Yes, sir.
Not several minutes later, repeat that order.
He did not.
Careful, Sulu.
When I give an order, I expect it to be obeyed. I don't have to repeat myself.
Exactly, yeah. I'll challenge anybody in this room.
Please answer the question.
Don't do it, Sulu. Don't do it.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Captain Kirk repeated his order.
dagger through my heart. That's what loyalty is, Kirk. No loyalty.
Atkins,
Oh, do you want another signature?
you handed Captain Kirk a fuel consumption report.
Ugh, this is such a waste of time. Between you and me, you two people, this, I don't know what they're doing with this episode. Did they run out of ideas or something? What is this scene? What is this hearing about? It's so stupid, you know? But hey, look. It's funny too. It's stupid. It's rooted in stupidity and laziness and padding. But, let's have fun with it.
Sir, he had more important things on his mind.
Woman, you
Loyal.
simply answer the question.
She's loyal.
He forgot he'd signed it.
You may leave.
Alright, get out of here. Aurora didn't have... Oh yeah, she did actually. She did. The code 2.
Did Captain Kirk ask you to send a message about the comet using code 2?
Oh, yes, but he changed it to code 3.
Yeah.
After you reminded him to?
Yeah, just a simple mistake. Anybody can make that mistake.
Dr. McCoy.
You awake?
Yes, Doc Wood. You ran a complete physical examination of Captain Kirk.
Scotty's a skeleton.
I did. Compute. Describe subject's physical age.
Between 60 and 72.
I'm 34 years old.
Yeah, computer.
Dr. McCoy. Mental capacity. Degenerating even more rapidly.
Yes,
How dare
but
you.
he's a better man right now.
Doctor, you heard the computer. Do you agree with it?
Yes.
Damn it, Doc. Traitors, everyone.
The board has no further questions. Unless you, Commodore Stalker, have something that you would like to add.
No, I'm quite satisfied, Mr.
Spock did a great job.
You wish to call any witnesses, Captain Kirk?
I'm perfectly capable of speaking in my own defense, Mr. Spock. There's only one reason for having this hearing.
Yeah?
I refuse to leave Gamma Hydra 2.
Gamma Hydra 4, Captain.
Yeah.
Yes, a slip of the tongue. So I'm a little confused.
Just a little bit.
This nonsense about a competency hearing is enough to mix up any man.
She can't bear it.
Spock, I wouldn't have believed it of you.
He's ambitious, Kirk. Trying to oust you.
God, ask me anything. We're in orbit around Gamma Hydra 2, right?
4, Kirk, 4.
Anyhow, it doesn't matter. A lot more to running a starship than answering a lot of fool questions.
Yeah.
Ask me anything. Anything.
You're too afraid to ask him. Spock, too afraid to ask him any questions. He's got you.
If you would leave the room so the board can vote.
Most fool thing I've ever heard of. Competency hearing when there's work to be done.
I'm with you, Kirk. It's the most foolish thing I've ever seen. This whole hearing.
I'll be in my quarters, awaiting a decision.
If you can find them, ask someone, ask her.
I am forced by regulations to assume command.
You have never commanded a starship. Danger from the Romulans.
Mr. Spock, we have to save these people. Mr. Sulu, set a direct course for Starbase 10.
Across the neutral zone?
I didn't know we had to cross the neutral zone to get to in a straight line. Oh, hello. No, I thought she was coming.
I've been relieved.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Captain.
Yes, you wanted command all along. Little excuse you get.
Captain, I have not assumed
I hope
command.
you're proud of it.
Yeah, the Commodore has. You know that guy?
I suffer the same affliction as you, sir.
If you're not in command, who is?
Commodore Stalker.
Stalker. He's never had a field command.
He's going to the neutral zone.
Man's a chair-bound paper pusher.
Right. Look, okay. Here's something interesting that they could do with the episode. Now that Commodore, what's his name? Stalker? Has taken control. He's never been in command of a ship. He's taking control, and he's heading straight through the neutral zone to get to Starbase 10. Here's what could happen. The Romulans could appear. This Commodore guy, he's way out of his depth. He has no idea what to do. But you know who's still got it? I don't care if he's 30, 60, 90, 120. Kirk knows he knows how to handle these Romulans. You get him up on that bridge. That would be... I don't know. I've sort of given up on this episode because of all the nonsense, the last 15 minutes of nonsense. The Commodore should have taken over. I agree that the Commodore maybe should have taken over, but we didn't need this whole hearing nonsense. You know? It's such padding. I've never seen it so bad. But, yeah, we could bring in the Romulans. That will make it interesting. Because otherwise we're just going to the Starbase, right? We solve the issue? The end? There's no drama there.
I order you, take him.
I cannot, Captain.
You traitorous, disloyal.
Yeah.
You stabbed me in the back the first chance you get.
Yeah.
Get out. I never want to have to look at you again.
He's really taking it badly.
Don't run a starship with your arms, you run it with your head.
Yeah.
And my brain's as sharp as it ever was.
Exactly.
What are you doing here?
Oh, they're even older.
Maybe you'd like to relieve Dr. McCoy. What about Chekhov?
Nothing.
Beamed down together. We were together all the time.
No, Chekhov went away. He moved Captain. Into the room.
He left us.
The spooky room.
Went into the building.
Yeah.
And he ran out of the building and he was scared to death.
Maybe that'll do it. Let's go back to the Cat's Ball planet. That'll scare us.
Adrenaline. Perhaps a sufficiently efficacious compound could be developed.
Do it.
Just stand that jaw and spunk. You and Dr. Wallace get cracking.
Just in time to save us from the Romulans. Inject Kirk first.
Entering Romulan neutral zone, sir.
Can't you just see it? You can envision it, can't you? Kirk triumphantly coming back to the bridge in the nick of time. He was also in that Twilight Zone episode. Nick of time. I can see it. You can see it. I'm waiting for it.
Let me know if we contact any Romulan.
Oh, they're firing at us already.
I think we just made contact, sir.
Commodore Stoker, what are your orders?
I don't know. What would Kirk do? Commodore, make a decision. Okay, Sulu, you're up. Get back to the bridge, Kirk.
I've got to go to the bridge. We're under attack.
Nurse!
Give him the adrenaline.
I've got to go to the bridge.
Keep trying to raise the Romulans.
Diplomat, eh?
If I could talk to them.
Fire back.
The Romulans are notorious for not listening to explanations.
Shoot at them.
Lieutenant Hoover is right, sir.
Fire something.
Greenhorn. Up there running my ship.
Here's a greenhorn. Don't spill it, Spock. Give it to the captain.
We had no time for refinements.
All right, just give me the shot.
No,
Give it to him.
I'll take the first shot. I've got to get up there.
It'll kick in by the time he gets there. Go on. Leave. Go, go, go.
Sir, I've tried all known hailing frequencies. They simply ignore us.
Opinion, Mr. Sulu.
Fire.
They know they have us.
Have no alternative but to surrender.
Don't you dare, dude.
The Romulans do not take captives.
There's 3 ships. There's 4 ships.
What am I going to do?
This frickin' guy. We know Kirk's about to appear, but I'm disappointed in Sulu and Chekhov and Uhura. And Leslie. Hey, Leslie. Dude. Easiest paycheck of your life, right? Although he's had a few scenes now. This is all he's done in them, but a bit more work to do this week. But one of them should have just taken control. When this guy had stopped making decisions, when he was paralyzed by fear, when he's questioning himself, one of them should have stepped up. They would have been like, just make a decision or we're going to relieve you and we're going to take in charge. For the safety of the ship. Now, I know we've got chain of command issues. It would be kind of mutinous to do it. But he's shown that he's not capable of leading the ship in this dangerous situation. He should step down. He's not brain. There's nothing wrong with his brain, apart from being a bit green. But he should step down if he's not up to it. Come on, Kirk. It's your time, your chance to shine. Doesn't matter if there's the 4 Romulan ships. It doesn't matter if there's 40 where you're not surrendering. How dare you suggest that? How dare you?
To do something.
Yeah, he's back.
What, Mr. Saloon? We're surrounded by Romulan vessels. Maximum of 10.
10.
I want the warp drive engines on full standby. Kirk out. Special channel to Starfleet Command. Code 2.
But Captain, Code...
Yeah, but so they'll hear. Double off.
Surrounded and under heavy Romulan attack. We'll implement the struct order using Corbomite device.
The Corbomite maneuver. He's doing it.
All Federation ships will avoid this area for the next 4 solar years. Explosion will take place in 1 minute.
I'm glad they stopped firing at us during that whole speech.
Romulans giving ground, Captain.
Good. All hands. Stand by. Warp factor 8.
Let's get out of here.
Romulans were caught off guard, Captain. They're falling behind.
And out of the neutral zone.
We got him.
You're from Red Alert.
Heading for Starbase 10.
The long way, Sulu. The long way.
You looking good, Doc?
Feeling fine, so is Scotty. Anytime you're ready, Mr. Spock.
I am quite ready now, Doctor.
Do you think she's still attracted to Kirk?
All in all, an experience we'll remember in our old age. Which won't be for some while, I hope. Take over, Mr. Sulu. Steady as she goes.
Steady as she goes, Captain.
I thought I said that.
Oh, we've got tribbles coming. We've got tribbles. Take that, you lousy rock. This is an episode I feel like I could talk about for a very, very long time. You will see me physically aging during this section where I talk about the episode, no doubt. There's something I see this a lot with some Star Trek episodes. They've got a gem of an idea, and then they execute it ponderously at some points, and my brain is just sparking with ideas. How can we make this better? How can we make this more impactful? What are the great things about this episode? What are the strange choices? How can we make it even better, even stronger? And once again, I don't know exactly where to start. But hey, can we say that the makeup, what they've done, aging them up, I love all that stuff. You know, changing how they look. Subtly at first with the graying, the slight graying, and then hugely making them look all like they look like skeletons by the end, you know? Scotty was just in... Did Scotty have many speaking lines in the episode? He was just there to look really, really old. I know he said he went back to engineering, but we didn't even see engineering in this episode. And that poor woman who beamed down, the only one we didn't know, the only one to die. So I feel most sorry for her. And she wasn't even the oldest of them. Her metabolism basically was just too fast or something. So it affected her even more than anybody. More than anybody. And Chekhov, because he was so scared of that body, he got away scot-free. Scot-free. Let's talk about... There's a lot of stuff about aging I want to talk about in this episode. That's the thrust of what I want to talk about. Aging, command, Kirk's attitude towards his command, his passion, his love for his ship, and his pride, his ego. And that's where the gems are. That's where the gems are. That's where we can make the episode stronger. But the love interest in this episode, Dr. Wallace, what a strange... her presence in the episode is a little baffling, because we established some sort of chemistry and some sort of relationship that she and Kirk used to have. They couldn't work it out because he's ambitious. They could never be together. You know, his first duty is to the ship and his career. I got that vibe for why they broke up, and that would still exist now, even if they were both interested. They were clearly both interested, both attracted to each other. It just can't work because of their positions and because of his life. Great. She married someone 26 years older than her. It's not really relevant to the plot. It doesn't become relevant to the plot. It's just a little detail they added. But apart from that, what is she doing in the episode? She doesn't have any insight. She isn't involved in really the cure. We discover the adrenaline thing. We remember what Chekhov was doing that we weren't. She wasn't really involved in that. She was just sort of there to look horrified and shocked and take pity on Kirk as he's losing his mind. But it's such an interesting choice to have her in the episode when they don't really it's like a missed opportunity. They don't really do anything with her, I feel. She had about as much to do as a little bit more than Scotty, but not that much. Commodore Stalker, I thought he was going to be one of those types. He wanted to go to Starbase 10 because his daughter was getting married. I'm making up a story. This is not the story. He just needs to get there because there's a plague on Starbase 12 and 10. We need to get there. Damn it, Kirk. We can't stay around solving your issue. I thought he was going to be one of those types. He wasn't. His character was perfectly fine. He was concerned about the crew, as we all were, as the audience was watching it. He was startled by what he was seeing. He was wondering why these people were still coming to their jobs when they couldn't remember what they just said. They were clearly unfit for duty. He was a sober person at a party where everybody was drunk, and he tentatively approached Spock about this, voiced his concerns. But he was fine. The fact that he's green, he doesn't know how to be in charge. That's a fine part of the episode. All that stuff with him, hey, let's get to Starbase 10 as quickly as possible. We'll have to go through straight line through the neutral zone. That's fine. We'll keep all that part of the episode. Kirk coming in to save the day, we'll keep all that part. The Corbomite stuff, great. Using Code 2, especially great. That's a really clever part of the script. Introduce the fumbling of Code 2, Code 3 earlier in the episode, and then use that at the end to show that Kirk... Use it initially to show that Kirk has lost his something. His memory is not working quite right. And then use it at the end, exactly the same way, but to show that his cunning and his guile is back. So you show that he's kind of stupid in one way, and then show that he's really smart in the next. That's a really good... That's a perfectly used plot device, and I love it. Now, what I don't love is all the filler in between. We see that Kirk is losing... We see all of them kind of losing their faculties to some extent. I was questioning why they haven't been confined to sickbay. I was questioning why they didn't stay on the planet like they did on Miri when they noticed something was going wrong. It's almost an identical situation. Something has happened to the people on Miri. We may be infected. We should stay until it's solved. We are infected. We eventually solve the issue. Same should have happened here, but didn't, because we needed the drama on the ship. But anyway, once we noticed things were going wrong and that we were infected, immediately we should leave our positions, and they should be filled by whoever takes charge when we're sleeping. Chain of command, whoever's next up. It doesn't have to be the Commodore guy, but it could be. It could be. But once we'd seen all the stuff with Kirk, once Sulu and Uhura and the Yeoman, and it was just it was just kind of cringy and embarrassing on the bridge. Everybody could see it, Spock could see it, everybody could see it. Then Commodore Stalker comes to Spock, and Spock's like, well, what are you talking about? Why should we hold a hearing? A competency hearing? What are you basing this on? Commodore Stalker should have been like, hey Spock, you were present on the bridge, you saw all that, didn't you? You know? Spock, you're not fit for duty either, clearly, based on your response to this. Anyway, we had a ponderously long scene at this hearing where Kirk just embarrasses himself, and everybody, the problem with the hearing is that everybody just repeats exactly what we've just seen, except slower. You know? We go to each person. Oh, you handed him the pad, and then he asked for the pad again. The code 2, code 3 thing. Sulu, the orbit thing. You know? I felt like, to make this episode better, we take this whole scene and we just lift it out of the episode, we put it in a trash fire, and we never look at it again. It's that bad. It is that bad. Now, we can bring it back from the trash with some tweaks. We can take this horrible implementation of this idea and tweak it a bit and make it better and maybe bring it back. My suggestions for the episode, if you want to keep the structure of it, with the Romulans, with Kirk coming to save the day, with the aging, I think it's better served by small changes early on, subtle changes. Little slips that don't go noticed, that go noticed on a second watch. When you watch the episode again, you notice people slipping up slightly. The characters themselves don't notice it. And then it builds and builds until Kirk is repeating himself, and then he notices himself that something's not quite right. And maybe he turns the ship over to Spock. And then Spock in turn notices that he's not quite making the right decisions, and it eventually goes to Stalker. And I'm trying to think how I would. See, the problem with the episode is that Kirk loses his brain too fast and too completely. There's nothing subtle about it. It's too over the top, and it's too. You feel sorry for him. You don't really root for him at the hearing, because he's just not all there. You can see it, and it's just awkward to watch. It's unpleasant to watch. But I also feel like there's a stronger story there, that if the changes are only slow and subtle, he forgets a few things here, forgets a few things there, he takes himself out of command. But then when Stalker gets into command and he starts making these decisions to go through the neutral zone, he can't handle it anymore. Kirk still has enough faculties, still has enough strength, even though he's, say, physically in his 60s or 70s, but his brain is still, say, in his 60s and 70s. And he feels like, look, I may be older than I was, I may be a little forgetful, but I can handle things on that bridge better than Stalker can right now. I'm going to go up. I'm not going to be physically running about the place, but I'm going to outsmart these Romulans, and then I'm going to go back to sickbay, and we're going to solve the issue with the aging. It's sort of a one last defiant sort of rage against age. That, yeah, he's a little slower, he stumbles, he forgets things, the occasional thing, he notices it in himself, but he still has enough about him that he can outwit the Romulans. And I think that would be a stronger ending, that he can do it even in old age, because this guy's green. Then we're going to cure you and you're going to be 34 again, and you're going to be jumping around flirting with everybody and quipping, and who cares that woman died earlier on. Our poor crewman, he was so caught up about whoever it was an episode or two ago. You know, he was real sad about it. But in this one, he doesn't care about her. I think there's a stronger episode there. A more subtly done episode that deals with aging, natural aging. And that just because you're old and your brain isn't quite what it used to be, that you've still got that experience of being a leader, that experience of being captain, and your memory of the Corbomite maneuver to get you out of a jam. And I would be rooting for that aging captain who would voluntarily step down, but then realized, wait a second, there's something I can offer. I can do this. You know? Because at no point once Kirk starts saying stupid stuff and he's calling Spock a traitor and all of that nonsense, you're not rooting for him to go back onto the bridge in that state to outwit the Romulans. You know? You just feel sorry for him. It's just kind of a depressing episode. And I think it does, I don't know, it does a little harm, I think. A little bit of harm to... It's like aging is just the worst, isn't it? And look, everybody's young now. Don't worry, folks. The young people are back to solve the day. You know? I think the best they've done in this episode is the Spock stuff. I think Spock is the most well-aged, but I guess by necessity. It's the first time we learned that Vulcans age slower than humans, and he acts gracefully. He's aware of he's getting slower, but he keeps it together for the entire episode, even up to the end. We never see him getting the adrenaline. And, you know, to his credit, McCoy doesn't show any signs of mental degradation. He's a bit slower, he's sleeping a bit, but you know, he solves it in the end, pretty much. He doesn't need help from Dr. Wallace or Nurse Chapel. And Scotty is just also in the episode, also there. Chekhov's complaining. Chekhov is the funny element, you know, complaining about getting poked and prodded. Sulu was also in the episode, Uhura. Oh, but the hearing, I was like, why are we having this hearing? I couldn't stand it. It was just too funny. Just to pause the episode. They're not working on the cure, by the way, when they're in this hearing. You know, they're they're orbiting this planet. Everybody's getting older. We've got hours, a day at most, to live. And instead of working on the cure, everybody, the doc is here, Dr. Wallace is here, everybody's at that hearing. You know? Trying to decide whether Kirk should step down or not. I think it's a wasted opportunity to make a more subtle and nuanced episode. And sometimes I'm not sure about how I feel. I'm not sure if my opinion about an episode is strong or weak. In this episode, I feel very strongly about it. I feel like we need to course correct with it. Because I feel like there's a gem there. A real gem. I think the overall structure of the episode is fine. It just needs to be redone a bit. And we can deal with the proper issues about getting older. You know? And not just, he's all fuddly, he's all fuddy-duddy now. He can't even really remember how old he is. And he's always so cranky. You know, he's defiant. How dare you, everybody? How dare you question me? You know, like he's in a home. He doesn't quite know where he is. You know, I didn't like that. if you want to have that court scene, I'd rather him be able to defend himself. You know, in a more rational way. In a way that if he even if he lost the courtroom, we would be siding with him, going, well, I know this stalker guy took over because he doesn't think Kirk is young enough to lead the ship anymore, but we know Kirk is still in there. You know, we can see it in his eyes. He's still got it. But we just don't feel like he's still got it. So, yeah. Anyway, good to see the return of the skull room. Always good to see the skulls. Good to see Leslie. He had a few more scenes, you know, earning that paycheck. But damn it, that yeoman. How many times do you want me to sign this damn thing? Damn it, get off my bridge. Get off my bridge. And yeah, the funny part with Spock. Spock wants you to come to the bridge. Hey Spock, why'd you bring me up here? Oh, just to tell you that, you know, the planet's nothing weird about the planet. Couldn't you have said that over the comms? No, that's what they're expecting. What if the Romulans were listening in, Kirk? I needed you to come to the bridge 1 minute and, 15 seconds after I left the meeting room? I went up the ladder. It's quicker. There's no ladder to the bridge, is there? I've never seen anybody use a ladder to the bridge. He had to wait for the turbolift. Get up there. Check his instruments. Get Uhura to contact the captain. It's happened so fast. You can't say there's a time cut because we see that it's just one unbroken scene. You know? Where he's reminiscing with the woman. But yeah, even the episodes I'm a little frustrated with, there's so much humor to be had from them. Playing along with the ridiculousness of it all. What did you think? You think it's okay as is? I think it misses an opportunity to talk about aging. And what people actually go through. It sort of skips to the end. It skips to the very, very, very end. You know? This is one of those episodes where I think it would benefit me if I watch an episode. Here's a better plan for what I should be doing. Watch an episode, stop the recording. Think about it for a few hours. Or maybe the week, and then do the outro to that episode at the start of the Anu cycle, so that I have time to bring my thoughts all together. This is all just like straight off, boom, boom, boom. So it's unpolished thinking about episodes every week. And this one needs further polish. That's the feeling I'm getting. I think the episode does a disservice to the old. It underestimates the old and reduces them to buffoons, especially in Kirk's case. And I think a more nuanced, steady, mature hand could have been used to steer the script, make it a bit better, and say more, and be a bit more interesting, and still have the climax at the end. Still have the green Commodore. Still have the Kirk using his guile, the Corbomite maneuver. He doesn't need to run around and fight anybody to pull off that sort of maneuver, you know? He just needs the idea. But he was far too far gone to even have that idea at the end, so we needed the cure first. I would say that even in Spock's super aged state, he would have been better placed to handle the Romulans. He could have stepped up maybe. But yeah, he was in sickbay at the time. We could have done more with Kirk's girlfriend. We could have said something about her, I don't know, her attraction to people older than her, perhaps. Maybe we could have made that point. Maybe that she was a little more attracted to Kirk when he was starting to age. But we didn't really delve into her thoughts or who she was as a character beyond kind of a surface level. And so I feel like she was a missed opportunity in the episode. I know we end with her and Kirk, but not really. Not really. But overall, I like what they did with the makeup. I thought it was great. Good to see that the Doc just gets more cranky and crotchety. Spock's aging was well handled. And you know, I like the overall idea. And that's it. I would just slow it down with Kirk. Not let him go too far gone, and I would let aged Kirk come up with the idea to save the ship. And I would get him to voluntarily give up his command. I know, look, Kirk voluntarily giving up his command sort of goes against my instincts for who Kirk is as a character. Kirk is someone who never gives in, never gives up, never thinks that somebody else will do a better job than him. So that's difficult to do. But I didn't like to see him acting so clunky, you know? It very well may describe a certain, like, people with dementia or Alzheimer's or something. It might hit close to home for people who have experience with that. But I think it makes for a less interesting episode to do it the way they've done it. Anyway, the next episode is called Obsession. We all have obsessions from time to time. So we'll see what all that's about next time. And if I have any further thoughts, I'll verbalize them at the start of the next episode. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get out of your hair and have a great day. I'm gonna visit my chiropractor. I don't have a chiropractor in this economy. And yeah, I'll see you next week.